He took a little bath. Well, good morning, folks. It's the morning of day 2. As you can see, the sun's coming up. I was up a little bit before the sunrise this morning here in Fish Jump, and quite a ways offshore there's fish jumping pretty well all around the point. I took some casts. I did catch what so far is my best pickerel of the trip, and of course that wasn't on camera. About a 20-incher, but fairly heavy fish. But gives me high hopes for today, so I'm gonna get up and around and make some coffee and then get out for a little exploring this morning. Likely stay around camp through the heat of the afternoon, and then hopefully hit some really good fishing this evening again. So anyway, I best get at it. I need to get some caffeine in my system. Oh, coffee time. Just about coffee time. Not quite to a boil yet. The odd mosquito out here this morning. Just to make things interesting. They'll be gone soon enough, I figure. Nice sunrise. Non-black fly. There's no need of any of that. Get up where you're supposed to be. Coffee is made. Have a pancake this morning, and then get out on the water, do some exploring, a little fishing, stop at the other camping area that I know of, see if I can find any other alternatives, and go from there. There. That should do just nicely. Found my plate. Pine needle, I don't need a pine needle. Oh, certainly the life. Yeah, let's get a little maple syrup on there. A little or a lot, whatever. Well, I'm going to finish up breakfast and have my coffee. And then get out on the water before it gets brutally hot. Well, we're off. I'm going to explore new water to start. I might troll my way over a little bit. I think that's a good idea. Might pick up one of these fish that's been jumping out in the open this morning. Here's a bass. Oh, and there he goes. Close to having a bass. Ooh, now that has me interested. Just seen a real nice jump. take that? No. Why not? There we go. Took it. Ow! Only hit it again. There's a good bass. I thought so. Not a big one, but best bass of the trip. There we go. All right. Again, not a big bass, but for in here and this time of year with them feeding the way they are, and with all the small ones I caught, that's a way better fish. So, while I might keep some for lunch, seeing how that's way above size average here lately, we'll let him go. Some smaller ones if we get the chance. There's some aggressives. So maybe I gotta hit rock outcroppings on this lake if I want to fish during the day, but I'm probably not going to do that all that long. The heat will get to me. I'll do the top water jig in the evening and see what I can get done. I don't think I want to keep any this evening. He jumped all over that several times before he really nailed it. I've caught some absolute monsters. One of my biggest bass ever, it was 24.5 inches, came out of here, or out of this system. Just certain times of year they're easy to find, and then certain times they're not, or easy to get. Just see if there's anybody else kicking around here. It's still pretty early. It's like 9 o'clock. Just coming up on the little island, which is just offshore campsite. I think I can still see the picnic table there. Just really want to check it and see what the garbage situation is like. See how often it's being used. And see if people are looking after it. It's quite often the case with really nice sites. It isn't the case. But anyway, we'll come aboard there, or come ashore and show you. I'll turn you around so you can see it as we come up on it. Alright, see how I can get this beast ashore and go up and have a look. We're up on shore, having a look around. There's a fire pit, has an old grate there that's not in too good a shape. Looks like someone left remnants of a tent. Picnic table someone dragged out here. Another fire pit. Not too bad. Not too bad. See, they leave some stuff. I wish they wouldn't. I know it's a little more convenient, but it takes away from the experience from anyone else staying, and it is Crown land, so that's unfortunate. Oh well. Anyway, I'm going to take a little break here and then maybe continue on, do a little more fishing. See if I can find another fish or two. Anywho, it is what it is. I just left the island. And had a little topwater hit, and then I had something hit it right there when it was in the weeds. Huh. Guess you never know. Well, I'm gonna fish for an hour or two until I feel like going back to camp, and then probably be at camp the rest of the day until the evening. I'm gonna try to catch a few smallmouth for lunch, maybe. And although I'm looking for big fish, I don't want big fish for shore lunch, just a small one. Oh, this rock's out here too. Rocky little area. Oh. There we go. What do we got? Pickerel? Pretty good one if it is. Yeah, here's a just decent pickerel. Better net you just in case. You're a pretty good fish, buddy. Turn around. Right into the net. There. I would say that's a little bigger than this morning's. We got a net, and we got a pickerel. And we into the rocks, of course. Okay, buddy, I'll try to get you free, and then I'll deal with it. Got those about a 21, so then away she goes. Now let's see if we can get out of here. Get yourself in a little bit of a pickle. So while I was getting ready to change the battery and decided to take one more cast, and got another nice pickerel, not as big as the first one, but still seems to be made one cast, and seems to be some pickerel around here. He was chasing it, and I figure ate it, that one. Those are weeds. The one I caught off camera just a few minutes ago, I probably got lucky to see it. that he was there, and you don't know how many times that happens. There's a fish. Oh, another pickerel. I guess the pickerel stacked up in between the island and the shoreline. Not a big one, though. Just a tiny one. If he could shake himself free, that would be wonderful. And that's what he did. Excellent. Okay. Oh, there's a fish. What do we got? Little bass. Oh. Had little bass. Right on the end. Prime spot. Who's carried it? Little tiny bass. What do we got here? Compared to some of the other ones I've caught, this is a pretty decent bass. As such, anything that can even be classed as decent, borderline small, gets released. And when I find a bass, a decent, 12 inches or more, they hammer that spinnerbait. I just gotta put it on top of a big one. Mama's should be, well, they're still post spawn, but they should be getting near done. They should be coming out of their funk and soon start hitting again. Why was there not a fish there? Wind blowing. Creating a funnel right there. Oh, there was a fish there. It's just a matter of getting it. Second cast, I guess. Oh, we got pickerel. I'm doing all right today. All things considered, I'll take it. Catching some fish, some decent sized ones. Like to get a real big bass at some point, but if I don't, I'm okay with that. Like getting a few decent ones, few and far between. Go back to the metal bait. Crap! Got a big bass right behind it. Oh, not quite committing. There's a fish. What do we got here? Oh, get in here, big white perch. That's going with my lunch. Oh, don't get tribbles in me. Nice. Well, that's interesting. That's definitely going to be added to lunch. Wow. Excellent. Nice little fillet I'll get off him. No, that's what. How big are you? Not that big. 12.5 inches. 12.5 inch white perch. Well, the morning session's been okay. One pretty decent bass, couple okay ones. Seen a big bass. Oh, right before that white perch. And yeah, nice white perch. Oh, that was a pickerel. Not as exciting as I thought. I was hoping that bass would make a reappearance. And I got a pretty good bass on, but just barely on. Get in the net. There you go. Then this has become quite a day. No way that is that long. Just shy of 15. But then still moving on up. I'm in a shallow back bay now, or almost to the, so I was going to switch to the top water. Well, well, well. Nice. I'm glad I stayed out. Switch to a top water for a little bit and see. Came in here thinking I might get a monster pickerel along this little meadow, but if it happens to be a decent bass or two, whatever, I just want to catch fish. Oh, I thought it was a lot bigger fish than that. But just a chunky little smallmouth. Fat though, he's going to grow into a lovely fish. One more cast before I have to try to get out of here. Maybe not. Oh, nice hit. Another decent smallmouth. Nice smallmouth. Oh, I'm an awful mess, aren't I? Oh well, might as well make a cast. I'm trying to get out of here in a minute. Jeez, fish all over the place in here. Ah! Oh, a little pickerel. Okay. Alright, I'm back out on the main lake, or main part of the lake. I'm going to call that quits on the morning session. Head back and cook up a little fish for lunch, I think. Sounds like a good idea. I think I will. time to come ashore. All right. Cook up a little lunch. Now let's see, where did I put everything? Nicely done. Just gonna cook those onions up a little bit without hopefully knocking everything. Seems like I'm a little clumsy. Not quite as level as I was, I guess. Just gonna bring them around a little bit, and I'll take them out while I cook up the fish, and then when the fish are about done, I'll put them back in. Well, I didn't feel all that hungry, but just looking at these onions and smelling them, starting to feel hungry now. Okay. We'll put them back in towards the end. Now. Looks like she's ready for some fish. That piece of white perch there. Guess that's it. It's gonna be a pretty good feast for a midday snack. I got a little bit of packaged tartar sauce that I'm gonna mix with a little bit of Frank's Red Hot sauce. and a little bit of lemon for over the top of the fish. I forgot about that last night, so I'll use that today. Give my lemon a good roll. Won't be going back. We'll use her today. And I believe I'll have one of my dehydrated homemade meals, one of my favorites, jambalaya tonight for supper, which will probably be after dark if things play out the way they did last night, and I stay out, don't go out till 7, 8 o'clock. My God, that's gonna be good. That is just about punch. Don't skimp on the lemon. Alright, I think I'll call that lunch. White perch, a few smallies, onions, lemon, Cajun fish crisp, and a little a tartar sauce with the little Franks thrown in. Lunch of champions. All right. Ooh, it's gonna be hot. Oh, awesome. A little too hot to eat right off the bat, but oh man, that flavor is awesome. So anyway, I'm gonna have my lunch, probably take another swim, cool off, relax this afternoon. Again, we have that heat warning here in Nova Scotia, so trying to not stay active during the afternoon anyway, so I was back here around noon, and probably won't head back out on the lake until 7 o'clock or so. Take in the last few hours if it turns out nice, and basically just relax this afternoon. Would maybe do some wood prep, but no fires. So anyway, we'll come back in a little bit, and hopefully we're going to be heading out on the water this evening. So while I'm waiting around for the heat to give it a break, maybe the winds to die a bit, figured I'd do some a little thing of spruce tea. So I noticed right behind where I was sitting is some nice spruce tips. I would have preferred to got them a few weeks earlier, but for tea it doesn't really matter. So I'll take enough for 1 cup off this tree. ought to do. I just turned my water off. She'd come to a boil. There. I'll let that steep a little bit and then give her a shot. That should be enough. Nothing else. I get a little vitamin C boost today. Cheers. Hot, 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 hot. Not bad though. Worth a try when you're out in the woods. You could always add a little something to sweeten it, a little honey or something like that, but it's not really bad that way. Now the wind would die down a little bit. The temperature would drop. We'd be all set. This heat wave sucks. Nice little citrus overtone on these. I'm liking it the more I drink it. I should say I'm liking it more the more I drink it. So it's coming on 6 o'clock. I think I went out just prior to 7 last night, but she's still blowing pretty good, and it's 35 degrees Celsius. Not sure what that is Fahrenheit. So I'm not in any rush at all. I've had 2 great fish meals. I would like to get out this evening and see if I can get some topwater action. But I think what I'm going to do is cold soak my jambalaya. And have supper before I go out tonight, because there doesn't seem to be any hurry. So I'm going to cold soak that for, I don't know, probably 15 or 20 minutes, and then I'll heat it up to boiling, put it in the cozy, and have some jambalaya out in the woods. I'll sit back here, have a coffee, in half hour, 45 minutes, have some supper. There, my jambalaya is bubbling. Put the top on here. give that 10-15 minutes and it'll be supper time. Absolutely delicious. If you're interested in making your own jambalaya for out on the trail, I do have a video that I did, Backcountry Jambalaya I think it's called, so check that out. Sun still pretty intense out there and the wind's still pretty intense, but I'll soon head out for probably a fish on some of the covered shores and see what happens from there. Good morning, folks. As you can see, the sun is up. It's maybe a minute or two after 6. I'm just gonna get my wits about me and get up and get some breakfast on before I start breaking down camp. So just need to get motivated. Oh, that's awesome. I'll take that out, put it in my dish. It's all ready to go, but I will wait till my bacon's done, which only takes a couple minutes as well, if I can get in it. And really, if I was doing this for another day, I'd save half for tomorrow, but last morning of before heading out, so we'll put the whole thing in there and have a big breakfast for the pack up and all that good stuff. There you have it. Bacon and eggs on the third day of an extreme heat wave in the backcountry. That's priceless right there. Awesome. Well, folks, that's another one in the books. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly had a great time out here. I'm all packed up. I'd like to say that I left the site better than I found it, but there wasn't any garbage or anything here to start with, so that's awesome. I left it in the same shape as I found it, and I encourage anyone using these Crown Land sites to respect your other users so that we can all enjoy it and not leave a bunch of crap on sites for other people to clean up. This site was perfect. It's absolutely gorgeous spot where I can get the sunrise in the morning and the sunset in the afternoon if I'd keep my butt here in the evening rather than go fishing. But caught some nice fish, had some great grub, spent a couple awesome nights in my nature hike tent with the fly off, watching the stars. After I went to bed last night, the fireflies came out, and the spruce and pine trees around me sort of reminded me of Christmas trees because there was little twinkles all through them. So that's the first time I've seen fireflies this year. So all in all, a great trip. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm gonna get my butt out of here now before the heat wave hits too hard again. It's already pretty sweltering and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. So Anyway, until next time, I'm Gary from Nova Scotia Yak Fisher Outdoors. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you out in the woods. Take care, all.